All right. If this works, it'll be really neat. It'll be really neat. And if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have egg all over my face. I'm gonna be embarrassed. This is it. But I think I've got the technology down. I've shrunk myself into the lower right-hand corner of this video, and I think magic is about to happen. All right. So wait for me to do this. Here goes. All right. Welcome, statistics fans. How we all doing? Uh, this episode brought to you by Mr. Salt. All right, we're going to take a look at this central tendency problem. This is lesson 3 applications of central tendencies that we're doing for October 5th. All right, so we'll just get started here. Example 1. Jay bought gifts that cost $24, $26, $20, and $18. She has one more gift to buy and wants her mean cost to be $24. What should she spend for the last gift? Before I dive in, I would like you to pause and just try to think, see if you could just puzzle this out. Just take 30 seconds, maybe even a whole minute, no longer than that. If it doesn't jump right out at you, unpause and get going. But I'd like you to try something. Write something down on paper. Give this some kind of thought, because you're going to learn so much more if you kind of just actively actually sit here with the question and feel uncomfortable with it for a little bit, not knowing what to do. And when you arrive at the answer yourself, you're going to develop such a better neural memory response to this problem in the future if you passively just watch me do it. Okay, so pause me now and just give it 30 seconds to a minute. Don't strain, but give it some thought. Okay, pause it. Great, you did it. You paused it. You tried something wonderful. I'm just going to get to it. Okay, so remember what the mean is, right? To get the mean, what do we need to do? Well, to get the mean, we need to do something like we need to we say add up all the numbers in the data set and divide by the number. Divide by. Remember, this is experimental. Trying this. Divide by. Nope. I need to go over here. There. Nope. Have I run out of space in my little text box? It seems I've run out of. That stinks. Okay. Never mind. See, I told you this may or may not work. All right, I'm just gonna get rid of that. Okay. I thought I could do all that. I'm just gonna tell you. We would normally add up all the numbers in our data set, and then we would divide by the number of numbers in our data set to arrive at the mean. All right. So let's look what that would look like here if we were to try to start to set this up. Well, I would have to add 24 up plus 26 plus 20 plus 18 and also one more gift. But I don't know what that is. In math, when we don't know what a value is, what do we often do with it? Well, we often assign it to a value of a variable. And we love to use the variable x, right? We like to use letter x to assign this unknown variable. Oftentimes in math, x just means, I don't know. It depends. Could be different things. Let's find out. All right. So how many numbers do I have now in my data set? I've got 24, 26, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 numbers in my data set, which is the 1, 2, 3, 4 numbers over here plus the 1 more over there. So I got to divide by 5. I would have to add up all these numbers, divide by 5 to find the mean. Well, I actually already know what mean I want to arrive at. I would like to arrive at a mean of 24. All right, that's the mean I'd like to arrive at. So I can stick 24 over on this side where I would normally expect the mean to pop up. All right, now this has just become an algebra problem, right? How do we solve something like this? Well, let's start with some cross multiplication. You remember that? Remember that buddy of ours, cross multiplication? The 24 I can turn into a fraction and say, 24 is the same thing as 24 divided by 1. And then this is kind of its own big, huge fraction, right? And then I'm going to cross multiply. Let me see if the technology will allow me to, nope, just seeing if I can change my color. I don't know how to change the color yet. Oh, there we go. There I go. I I can change the color now. Look at that. All right, I'm going to cross multiply that with this. All of that. Cross multiplication. When two fractions are on either side of an equal sign, I can just multiply kind of the crossways like this and get this equal to, well, what's 24 divided by 24 times 5? 24 times 5. Oh, well, let me start with the other part. Gotta change my color again. We'll go black this time. Oh, no, black's boring. We'll go with violet. All right, let's see. I'm going to break out a calculator here. Where did I put that calculator? Ah, here it is. Oh, wait, if you put it, you can see it, right? Good idea. Good idea. I got to press escape to get out of this. I got to press the wabbit. I got to bring the wabbit up. The wabbit's going to think about coming up in just a second. Let's all think positive thoughts for the wabbit. Oh, wonderful. The wabbit has decided to emerge. The wabbit has decided to emerge. All right. I want to add this 24 plus 26 plus 20. Ooh, I have an idea. I'm going to make this maybe not so big. I was hoping to be able to make this not so big. No, that's not what I wanted. Thanks. Anyway, I wanted you to be not so huge. Oh, it just wants to be monstrous. No, you're not going to cooperate with me at all here. Sorry. Again, testing new technology. I told you this could be embarrassing for me. And I kind of would like to get rid of what I wrote. It looks kind of messy now, but that's all right. I'm going to roll with it. Okay? Here we go. I wanted to have the paper over on the right. So you could see the calculator on the left, and the calculator wasn't covering up things because that calculator is now huge. I don't think I can make the calculator smaller. No, the calculator wants to be either ginormous or, yeah, it just wants to be. There we go. Come on, calculator. Work with me here. Okay, I can add up these numbers really easy, right? I can add 24 plus 26 plus 20 plus 18. And now I can't add x yet. I can't add x to these numbers. I'm going to add the numbers up. That's 88. All right. So what I end up with is, I go back to my screen annotator. I have 88 plus x. Right. I added all those numbers up. Can't add them to x yet. Don't know what x is yet. It's going to equal, right? Because this is all times 1. It's really easy to multiply all of this times 1. And now I got 24 times 5. So now I go back over here and help me out, Mr. Calculator. What's 24 times 5? We don't want to waste these brilliant math brains of ours on things like computation. We're just going to let the calculator take that for us. 120. Okay. Can you solve it from here? If you can, pause it right now and just do it. If you can't solve it from here, if you don't think you know how, just stick with me. That's fine. We'll get through this. All right, this is pretty standard algebra now. I would like to get x by itself, right? I want to know the value of x. It's the big question mark. Remember, it's the big question mark. How do I find out? Well, I'm going to subtract 88 on this side of the equation because that just gets rid of my 88. I'm sorry, my 88. My 88 goes away if I subtract 88 by 80. Take away 88 from 88, it just goes away. It's like magic. But because there's an equal sign here, I got to subtract 88 from the other side to keep this equal sign equal. And when I do that, magic happens. Magic is where I write over top of the next example. X is going to equal 120 minus 88. 120 minus 88. Well, 120 minus 88 is 32. 32. So now I just found out what x is. So let's think about, what does this mean? What was x to begin with? X was that one more gift to buy. Oh, so let me just erase this. If the one more gift is equal to $32, then the mean will be 24. And let me test this out to see if this works. If I'm right, then 24 plus 26 plus 20 plus 18 plus 32. When I add all these up, and if I divide by 5, I should get 24 if everything was done right. Ah, we did it. All right, success, great victory. It works. We solved for x, and we can just plug that in, check our work, boom, we're done. All right, I'm going to move on. So if you want any of this stuff on the screen, you're going to have to, pause me. Boom, gone. All right. All right. So far, I don't hate this. I don't hate this new technology at all. This is kind of neat. Kind of neat. Okay. All right. Example 2. Your test scores are 87, 86, 89, and 88. You have one more test in the marking period. You want your average to be a 90. What score must you get on your last test? Again, I would like you to pause this and work on it for 30 seconds to a minute. If you can't make any progress with this in 30 seconds to a minute, come right back to me, take a piece of paper, have a pencil, try something, write something. Try to turn this into some kind of equation. Think about the last problem. It's kind of related. All right? All right, give it a shot. Pause it. All right, we're back. If you gave it a shot and you succeeded, congratulations. If you gave it a shot and you didn't succeed, even greater congratulations, because you know what? You learned more because you couldn't figure it out. You learned more because you tried even though you didn't know. If you made a mistake, you learned more than if you got this right simply and easily, because you learn more when you make mistakes, and you learn more when your brain is under challenge. Just like you're not going to build a whole lot of muscle by having, lifting 5-pound weights all the time. Sometimes you might need to lift the heavy stuff to really build those math muscles. All right. So if this is hard, that's not a bad thing. That means you're really building that mathematical thinking like we'd like you to. All right, so let me think about this. I got these test scores. Test scores 87, 86, 89, 88. One more test in the marking period. We would like our average to be 90. Our average to be 90, that's important. What score must we get on our last test? Well, it's like the last problem. If I wanted an average to be 90, I would have 87 plus 86 plus 89 plus 88, and and I have one more test. Just like the last time, we've got this one more test. We've got a variable in here. We've got an I don't know. There's something going on plus x, because x is, I don't know yet. I'd like to find out. All right. And we're going to divide by how many numbers we are. So let's count this, how many values we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 values. 5 different tests going on here. And what would we like our average to be? Well, in this situation, we would like our average to be a 90. That's a respectable average right there, a 90. And again, I just, without even thinking about it, without even explaining it, I turn that 90 into a fraction. Why did I do that? Because I'm going to do that cross multiplication. I'm already setting this up from cross multiplication again, right? Because that wasn't too hard last time. All right, so here I go. I'm going to use a different color. There we go. I'm going to take the 90, I'm going to multiply it with the 5. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to take the 1 and I'm going to multiply it to everything up here, which isn't going to change it at all. So let me start rewriting. Actually, let me just start calculating, right? Because I can add all these numbers up real easily. This is just simple computation right here. 87 plus 86 plus 89 plus 88. And I can't add x yet because I don't know what the value of x is. I have to leave that to itself. So, but I can add all these 4 numbers up, and they equal 350 altogether. Okay, so 350 plus x is going to equal whatever 90 times 5 is, right? And we're just going to let our calculator handle that because why should we trouble our math brains that need to set problems up and think and analyze when the calculator is so much better at computation than us, and we can use our big math brains for other things. I like violet there. Okay, 450. All right. And if this is starting to look familiar to the last example, pause this video and you slam this home. All right. You you find what that value of x is. Pause the video and have your victory. Okay. All right. Great. For those of you who are playing along and just let's do this. All right. So we got this 350 plus x is going to 450. Well, what do I got to do? I got to do some algebra. I got to do some manipulation. Some manipulation here. Got to choose a color. I'll go with green. The manipulation I'm going to do is I want x by itself. I want x by itself. So to get x by itself, I got to take 350 and I got to somehow move it to the other side of the equation. Well, here's how I'm going to do that. I'm going to subtract. Whoa, is that a crayon? I didn't want a crayon. Okay. I'm particular about my writing implements. That's just not going to work for me. That's just not going to work for me at all. All right, so 350. I'm going to subtract it. Right? Why subtract 350? Because 350 minus 350 becomes 0, and I can ignore the 350 on this side of the equation. But again, equations are balance beams, so if I subtract 350 from one side of the equation, I got to subtract it from the other side. So here's my 350. Subtract the other side to balance this thing out. To balance this thing out, x is now all by itself. It's going to equal whatever 450 minus 350 is, and that's when I go to my math machine. 450 minus 350. Boom. 100. I probably could have used my mental calculation for that. That should have jumped out right at me. But yeah, I was thinking about other things, and that's okay. All right. So x is 100, right? So what does that tell us? Let's do the analysis time. Well, tells us that had we erased x here, and had we stuck in the 100, then this 100 divided by 5, when I add all these top numbers up, and divide by 5, I should get 90. And so let's test the theory. Let's check to make sure we did this right. 87 plus 86 plus 89 plus 88 plus 100. That was our variable. 450. Oh, that's promising. Starting to look like the other equation. Divided by 5 should give us 90. Yep, there it is. There's the 90. Right? We did it. Success. All right, I'm going to clear the screen. You pause me if you need this. I'm clearing it. And there it goes. And then I'm going to scroll down a bit. Example 3. Your test grades are 72, 83, and 78, 85, and 90. You have one more test. Oh, there's this one more test thing again. And you want an average of 82. What must you earn on your next test to get an 82? All right, pause it, give it a shot, struggle for 30 seconds to a minute, and then come back if you don't get it. If you do get it, then you don't even need my explanation. You can just go on to the next example. If this is a piece of cake, right? All right, pause this. All right, good. I'm going to give this a shot now. So got these test grades, and there's one more test, and I want an average of 82. Actually, the setup here is just like we've been doing. I'm going to have to take 72 plus 83 plus 78 plus 85 plus 90. Well, I guess the difference is it's longer. I had to write a whole lot more this time. Woof. And I have to divide all these by what? How many are there? There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, there's 4, there's 5, there's 6 values this time. I'm dividing by 6 this time. All of that is equal to, what do I want? I want an average of 82. So I want this to all average to 82. All right. If you can do it now, pause it and slam dunk it, all right? If you can't, let's keep going. Well, again, I'm going to turn this into a fraction. I'm going to do the cross multiplication thing. No need for the extra color this time. You guys get it by now. And so my next step is I'm going to add up all these numbers. Let's see, 72. Ooh. 72 plus 83. Well, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. Okay. 72 plus 83 plus 78 plus 85 plus 90. And I can't add x into this, right? I can't add x yet. I'm just going to press enter. 408. So what does that tell me? That tells me that I have 408 plus x. Can't add them yet up together, but I could add all these together. Just checking my work to make sure I did everything right. Looking good. I like it. All right, and now I have to figure out 82 times 6. 82 times 6. Boom. 492. 492. All right. If you got it from here, take it. Right? Don't let me do it for you. Destroy this thing. All right. If not, we're gonna keep going. If not, we're gonna keep going. By now, hopefully, you're seeing the pattern. I think for you, this is a piece of cake. You know I want to get that x by itself. You know I'm going to subtract 408 from this side and then 408 from this side, right? And then get rid of it over here. It cancels it all by itself. Now x is all by itself. I just need to figure out what 492 minus 408 is. And I could probably do this in my head if I wanted to worry about computation, but I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Just gonna let the machine help me out here, and I'm gonna worry about thinking about bigger things like setting up equations, interpreting them, and then teaching it. All right. So x is 84. So what that tells us? What does that tell us? That tells us that had we put 84 in this spot right here early on, that when we add all these things up and divided by 6, we would have got 82. So we're going to test our theory. What is 72? Oh, calculator, come back to us. There we go. 72 plus 83 plus 78 plus 85 plus 90 plus 84. That's 492. That's promising because that's what we got over here, right? And then we're going to divide by 6, and it gives us 82. Perfect. Everything works out just like we like it. 84 is the score. We'd have to receive on that one more test in order to get all these things to average to an 82. Feeling good about that yet? Hopefully so. I'm going to get rid of this. If you want it, you want to pause me now. I'm erasing that screen. And let's look at example 4. Okay, consider the data set. We got some numbers here, 50, 60, 65, 70, 80, 80, 85. Could be assignment grades or something like that. Let's do these. You got this. Pause me and do it. You're not gonna. I'll remind you. You're not gonna learn as much if you're just passively watching me do this. It's gonna feel like you're learning. You are gonna feel like you are learning. But I'm telling you, the research out there, when we study students in real experiments, it doesn't work out that way. Even though if you feel like you're learning, it is not necessarily so. So I would encourage you, let's do the best research practice. The best evidence-based practices we have is you trying and struggling with this a little bit. And so that's what I'm going to encourage you to do right now is pause me as I give you as much reinforcement to go do this. All right, 30 seconds to a minute. If you, most of you have got this. Most of you got this. By now, you guys should be really good with this. Sorry, I'm belaboring the point. It's my problem now. Okay, I'm gonna get going. I'm gonna do this. Okay, the mean. The mean is the average. How do I find the average? Okay. Golly, this is where I have an internal conflict. Do I want to show you the calculator way? Or do I want to show you both ways? Oh, I'm conflicted. I'm going to show you the way we've been doing it, and then I'll show you the easier way, and this will just be a little Easter egg hidden in this video. Okay? All right. So, yeah, the way we've been teaching you so far in class is do 50 plus 60 plus 65 plus 70 plus 80 plus 80 plus 85. And then I would add all these up, and then I would divide by how many numbers I have, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would divide by 7 because I have 7 numbers. So I would find that the mean is 70. The mean is 70, right? And then the median. To find the median, I'm looking for the middle number. So I'm going to start eliminating the highest and the lowest number until I arrive at one or two numbers. I'm going to get rid of the lowest, and then get rid of the highest. I'm going to get rid of the next lowest, and the next highest, and the next lowest, and the next highest. And fortunately, this is an odd set of numbers, such that I have just one in the middle. So then my median is 70. Wonderful. And the mode. The mode is the number that appears the most in the data set. Well, 80 here appeared twice. That's more than any other appearance or frequency in the data set. Boom, I got a mode of 80. And now for the Easter egg I promised you. There is an easier way to do this using a calculator. And when the data set's really easy like this, I might not even bother. I would just do it this way, actually, because this data set is pretty short, and I only need the mean and the median, and this is pretty easy to find out all on my own. Just with a few calculator presses. But there is a slightly different way, which can be handy, and I'll show it to you now. Drum roll, please. Okay, you press the stat button, right? Stat button. Well, we're going to press the stat button a lot in statistics class, okay? We're going to edit. We're going to edit because we're going to edit a list, okay? So you press enter here. You should get a screen that looks like this on your calculator. Hopefully you're using a good emulator like this. All right, and then you're going to start adding your numbers to the list. There's 50. So notice I've actually still got to put the numbers in. I've still got to do all the little button presses. I'm not saving my fingers any labor here. So sometimes I'm saying this may not be worth it to go into creating a list and doing this. But once you get the list in, then you need to kind of check it. You need to make, because if there's one error in this list, it's going to throw all your statistics off. So I'm going to look and check. Yep. Okay. I'm feeling pretty confident about with this list right here. Once you've got your list in, you're going to press stat again. But this time, we want this calc thing. We want to move it over to the right and press over to calc and get this calc menu. And right now, we just want one var stat. That's one variable stat. All right, we're going to press enter right here. And sometimes you have to press enter a couple times, once, twice, 3 times. And beautiful things have just happened. You have to know how to interpret these. Oh my gosh, so much of this stuff is going to come in handy. But right now, only thing I'm going to show you is the mean and the median. All right, that's all you need to know right now. There's the mean right there. The X, a little line over it. That's your mean, 70. Boom. You would have found it without even knowing quite how to calculate it if you just know how to throw the data set in there. We do want you to do it by hand a number of times because that helps you understand what the calculator's doing behind the scenes. So we're not just trying to, math punish you and make you do it the hard way. It's really, 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 really helpful to understand what the calculator is doing behind the scenes, to understand what mean really means conceptually. But once you got that conception, let the machine do all that kind of computation, right? And then let's go down here, and you're going to see MED. MED is the median, 70 again. So really doing the stat, edit list, putting their numbers in there, pressing stat, going over to the right to calc, and then one var stats can save you a lot of work in terms of finding the mean, finding the median. If the data set was really large, this is the way to do it because you don't want to be making any mistakes with the median or, the mean and everything. And that just can make your life really a lot nicer in a lot of ways. Okay. All right. The next piece of this is what happens to the mean, median, and mode if 60 is added to the data set. So let's think about this. I'm going to clear everything I've got so far. Clear everything. Okay. And then, but what if 60 was added to the data set? All right. What if we included another 60 in here? What would change? All right. Well, this actually might be where it was handy. It might be where it's handy to actually have done this with the list and the edit thing, because I can add a 60 really easy to my data set without having to type everything else, right? I can just add a 60 down here. Whoop. And then I can press stat, go over to the right, calc, one var stats, press enter a few times, get this calculator machine warmed up, and there it is. Oh, look, my mean changed. My mean went from 70. It was 70. And now it went to 68.7. That's weird. I'm trying to draw like a period or something there. Oh, there it is. Okay. Whew. And it wasn't drawing. I was like, I'm freaking out about this. Okay. Sorry. Things behind my scenes. All right. And the median. Does the median change? Did the median change just because we added? Did the median change? 67.5. Yes. The median did change. And why did it change? Let's talk about that. It changed because by adding another number, oh, I don't like this. It was 70, and I'm using the crayon. You might be able to see it better, but it's a blunt instrument here. All right. What do I got for the median? I got 67 point. Please make a point there. No, you just don't. Okay. All right. Eventually made me a point. Very good. I'll try not to use that crayon so much. As I get better with this, maybe I can make that crayon shrink a little bit. I like the boldness of the crayon. It's just a little bit too bold. That's a bit too much. And I like that the pencil is nice and thin, but maybe it's a little bit too thin. So I need something in the middle between these two writing implements. Anyway, why did well, let's see, the mean change, of course, because we added a number, and the number was a little bit lower than the 60 is lower than the 70 that was our mean. So the 60 is dragging down our average to a 68.7. By adding another 60 to this grade, this data set, I've dragged down my mean 2.3 points, right? And then my median also changed. Why did my median change? Because if now I have an even number of data in the data set, and this 60 is going to be close, it's going to throw off my median, right? I get rid of the highest, I get rid of the lowest, I get rid of the highest, I get rid of the lowest, I get rid of the next highest, I get rid of the lowest, which is that 60, and now I got to take these two and add them together, divide by 2, and then I get 67.5, right? The number that's in between 65 and 70. And so that's changed my median. And my mode also changes too, right? Because now 60 is a mode and 80 is a mode. I have two modes now because the both these numbers show up twice. So adding one number in the data set changes the mean, median, and mode. Yeah, adding any number to a data set is likely to change the mean unless that number is right on the mean. Median is a little bit less sensitive to this stuff, but certainly can be changed. And yeah, so I think that's what we need to say there. Oh, I should have warned you. Clear it. I've already cleared it. Can I undo my clearing? There we go. I've undone my clearing. Pause the video now if you want any of this, because I'm going to clear it. There it is. Gone. Okay. And there we go. Oh yeah, we already did all this. So we did. That's where 67.5 will go, and that's where what was our mean again? No, 68.75. Right. Okay. Did I write that down right? 68.75. I feel like I did write that wrong. Right. I just wrote down 68.7. It's 68.75. I should have added a little bit of 0.5 here. Somehow I got distracted. I don't know how that happened. All right, I'm going to get rid of it anyway. And, all right. Example 5. Example 5. All right. Consider the data set 10, 15, 17, 18, 18, 20, 23. Oh, we've got some of these calculated for us already. We're told the mean is 17.3. The median is 18. The mode is 18. Woof. I don't need to calculate anything here. All right, great. What would happen if the value 20 was added to the data set? So now we're going to add a 20 to this data set right here. Oh, there's the crayon again. You guys know how much I love that crayon. I'm going to add a 20. What would happen if I added a 20 to the data set? How would the mean change? Well, now I got to go and, well, I'm going to do it by hand. This data set isn't too bad. 10 plus 15 plus 17 plus 18 plus 18 plus 20 plus 20 plus 23. 141. So 141, how many numbers do I have? I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Divide by 8. So I have a mean of 17.625. Make that decimal nice. All right, how would the median change? So let's see. The mean went up a little bit. It went up a little bit, right? And that makes sense because the number we added was above the mean. The median wasn't 18. Now I'm going to get rid of the highest and the lowest, right? Get rid of the highest, gone. Lowest, get rid of the lowest, gone. Get rid of the next highest, gone, 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 gone. I end up with two 18s in the middle. So now I have a median of 18. Did my median change? Median did not change. Notice that. Median didn't change. And I'm guessing we're going to ask now how the mode changed. Well, the mode, there's now two modes, right? There's now going to be two modes. As I'm going to clear this, two modes. Nope, gotta scroll down. There's now 18. Oh, I couldn't. How did I do that? I chose the crayon again. Oh well. 18 and 20 are both modes. They both show up dose. Okay, two times. All right, getting rid of this. Scrolling down. One more exercise. How many more exercises do we have? Susan received 78, an 89, and 82 on her first three exams. What is the lowest grade she can receive on her next exam and have an average grade for the four exams of at least an 85? All right. Well, this is pretty simple. Pause it if you already know how to do it. I'm going to run through it because there we go. I got the first exam. What's the lowest grade she can receive on her next exam? Again, that next exam thing tells me I have to add a variable. I'm not done here. I have to add. Okay, me and this crayon is not gonna be friends. We're gonna have to have words. I'm gonna have to add a variable, and I would like the average to be at least 85. All right. So at least is not equal to. So I want my grades to be at least, which means I want this thing to be more than or equal to 85. I would like this all to average out to something which is greater than or equal to 85. I have to divide by 1, 2, 3, 4. I have four numbers in my data set, so I'm going to divide this by 4. So I would like these top four numbers, whatever x ends up being, when I take these four exams and I divide by 4, I would like their average to be greater than or equal to 85, right? That's what at least means. All right, so let me add these up. I can add these top three numbers up here, 79, 89, and 82 up easily. Let's just go to the calculator and do that. 79, 89, 82. All right, thanks. And that's 250. So I can't combine it with x yet. I have to preserve my x. So it's 250 plus x plus x. And already kind of in my head, I'm secretly cross-multiplying here, right? Even though this is a greater than sign, doesn't matter. We're still going to use the same principle. And I'm going to go over here, and 85 times 4 is 340. Right? And then what do I want to do? I want to get rid of that 250 on the one side. I'd like it to move on out. I'd like to move that 250 over. And I'm going to do that by subtracting by 250, which gets it to cancel. But of course, oh, actually, you know what? Look at that. I actually made a mistake on this, believe it or not. This will happen a lot, actually. I make mistakes all the time. The important thing is to fix your mistakes when you notice them. I just automatically, just out of habit, put an equal sign there. We don't have an equal sign exactly. We've got a greater than or equal to sign. All right, and so I'm going to subtract 250 by there. I subtract 250 there, and what I should be left with is x is greater than or equal to 340 minus 250. 340 minus 250 is 90. So that's what I wanted to know right there. I need to get this x right here has to be 90 or more. This x right here has to be 90 or more in order to get an average, which is at least 85 or above, right? At least 85 or greater. This last test score had to be a 90. All right, we feeling good about this? I'm going to erase this screen. Pause it now if you need it. If I pause it, if I get rid of it before I could write it all down and get it. The wonderful thing about videos is you can go back in time, right? You can rewind. Oh, I hope this is the last example. I would like to go to bed. That little bell says it's Mr. Salt's bedtime. I've stayed up too late. Trying to do this video for you. All right, Carla has 3 test scores of 84, 90, and 86. There's one more test during the summer. Oh no, another one of these one more tests. That means we got to add a variable. She wants to make an A in the class, which means she needs to have average to be 90 or above. All 4 tests count the same, 25% each, in determining the class grade. What grade does she need to make on the 4th test? If you can do this by now on your own, do not let me do this for you. Do not just sit and watch me do this, because if you can do it on your own, you learn so much more, again, by doing it on your own. But if you're stumped, if even at this stage of the game you don't know how to go forward, well, of course I'll do it for you, right? These are the examples. I'm not going to go any further, though. I'm stopping at example 7. After this, you're on your own, right? Okay, here we go. 84. I need to add up 4 test grades and divide by 4, and I would like an average to be 90 or above. And that's right here, one more test. That's my variable. I don't know what it is. I'm going to call it x. Whatever these all add up to, divided by 4, I want it to be at least 90. And if I say, probably I want to do that whole thing again where actually it's not equal to, but I would like it to be greater than or equal to, right? 90 or above, 90 or above. And so that I'm going to cross multiply. I'm not even going to draw it in here. I think you understand the principle at this point. I'm just adding up those 3 numbers that I can combine together. I can combine them to be 260 plus x. All right, I just combined all of these. I've been thinking about this like that, like cross multiplication again. And then what is 90 times 4? Well, that's 360, but again, I'm trying to get you to rely on your calculator to do the computation. So I'm just modeling the behavior I want you to do, because I don't want you to make silly computation errors when you have a math machine that can handle that. And the more important part is for you to be the mathematician behind the screen. You're the master at at making the calculator show you what you need to know, right? Okay. All right. I almost described you like a Marvel villain. All right. What's that about? All right, I'm subtracting 260 there because I want to get rid of the 260 on this side. Of course, I've got to do it on the other side. And look, I did that. I already transposed. I got an equal sign here when I meant to have this. All right. It happens. We all do this kind of silly stuff. No big deal. I know this is 100. I just looked at it. But, maybe you don't see that it's 100 already. So, again, modeling the behavior. Be the mathematician you want to see in the world. Be the student on the calculator that you want to see not make computation errors. 100, right? Would need to get 100 or more on this test. Is it possible to get 100 or more? Probably, often not. It's often not possible to get over 100 on an exam. So really what we're shooting for is a 100, right? If Carla wants that 90, Carla is going to have a perfect go at that exam with a 100%. All right, it is late and I am going to bed. Good night, folks. I hope we're all having a great Monday, and I'll be sure to have lots of coffee on board. All right, see you tomorrow. And I'm going to try to stop streaming. I don't know how to make it do what I want it to do. Oh wait, maybe this will work.